It's sort of a familiar, story, I think, with us, in that we prepared well during the week. We've stuck together. Our guys care about each other, and want to be successful on Saturdays badly, and have worked hard for it. But we're unable to do. I don't want to say we're unable. We have not done what it takes to be, successful on Saturdays consistently, and those are all things that we can improve on, and we will. There's no question about that. I believe in my heart that we're going to get better. And I wish you could have heard the seniors talking to the team, just the foundation that they have helped lay, and here they are in their last game with tears in their eyes, encouraging, the underclassmen, and so badly wanting Eastern Michigan football to be successful. And, in terms of our graduating seniors, I mean, that's a group that, led this program through transition, starting probably over a year ago. And people get, and I get it, get caught up with records and the winning and losing, and that's obviously, important. But those guys aren't going to be remembered for, leading us to a championship, but, they held an entire team of 100 people together through a tough transition in a tough year, and then another tough season, and they wouldn't quit. Those guys finished, and our thoughts are out right now to Bobby McFadden, and as he sustained it sounds like a significant injury, wasn't able to finish the game with us. But I told those guys after the game, there's absolutely no place I'd rather be, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. There's no place that I'd rather be, and just excited about our future. So, any questions? Whenever you don't reach your full potential, I think you feel as though that it was a losing season. I've won championships before and felt that way. But you're right, it's a losing record, So yeah, I mean, part of it was just figuring out where this program was and figuring out the competition and what the building blocks were. And, that was something that was ongoing, starting back in December, really. We started off in January with our winter conditioning theme being E60, Eastern playing for 60 minutes. And because, again, we had heard that, that Eastern hadn't finished games and may have let down at times. And so we worked with that in mind, wanted to play for 60 minutes. And, honestly, we had not played well for 60 minutes. But for the most part, our effort, has been strong. And so, one of the building blocks, and it's, it's been 15 minutes since the end of the season, so I don't have a whole dissertation for you. As I put my thoughts together, I will. But, if nothing else, we've continued to develop as a family. Our guys care about each other, and that's so important. And then, we played hard. Even when the score was out of reach, our guys, haven't given up. And so if that's the starting block, that's that's an underground foundation, but nevertheless, it's essential. In terms of building something that's going to be strong and solid and something that will endure. So I think that's probably one of the things I would say. Toledo's offense has been extremely effective versus everybody they've played. It goes back to, losing to Iowa State. I think they lost 37-30 or whatnot. They're good. They're big up front. They've got mature seniors up front, fantastic running game, and some guys who can go and catch it. Their quarterback looked pretty healthy to me. I think some teams caught those guys quarterback less, and he was healthy today. So, honestly, it's I haven't watched the film and whatnot, but we've got to be able to get off blocks. and make tackles. You know, I think sometimes, you know, on first down, there's a pile at 2.5 yards, but when they mark the ball, it's at 5 or 5.5 yards, right? And there's oftentimes there's someone just a little bit late on a fit, you know, and just getting off blocks and making tackles. Honestly, they made some great catches. You know, that last touchdown, and he ducks up underneath, comes underneath the arm of our corner, and the guy made a catch. You know, last week one of their fades on our sideline, the one-handed catch, you know, was a phenomenal catch, and so those guys were making some plays. You know, it was when we're in a man-to-man situation, and really any zone becomes man-to-man. You know, it's a matter of being ball aware and getting your eyes around and trying to make a play on the ball. And I think their quarterback did a good job of putting it in places where their guys could go and catch it. So, you know, when you have a well-balanced offense that can run it and throw it, it's tough. And then their tempo I thought was effective. You know, there's no question. You know, they did some personnel groupings and whatnot, and you know, we weren't necessarily subbing off the personnel, so they were still going fast off of that. And they obviously had a good plan and took advantage of some of our early mistakes and short fields. You know, our punt that they caught and returned hurt us as well, and that, you know, happened you know, more than once. You know, we just had slow starts. You know, we wanted to take the ball, and we did. Would have liked to have had a nice long drive, and to put points on the board and let our defense play second. But you know, we just weren't able to sustain the drive. It's just I just have massive respect, you know, for them. I mean, here they are, and again, I mean, you guys talk about the record. Well, nobody wants the record to be better than those guys. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not living it and thinking about it and training for it every day. Those guys have put their whole lives into trying, you know, to be better on Saturdays in the fall. And for those guys in the locker room with literally tears in their eyes, hugging each other, and they're not throwing helmets against the locker, you know what I mean, and saying, I hate this place, and, you know, and we suck and we always will. I mean, they got tears coming down their face, and they're talking to our underclassmen going, you guys can do this. You guys can change this. You know, and we hope that we've left an impression and a building block for you. I mean, it's, you know, that's powerful. You know, just powerful. You know, I mean, how's Bronson Hill, you know, who got so much, you know, publicity and has had some crazy years, you know, and so Bronson's been Brumby's been our starter. You know, Bronson didn't quit. Bronson just worked harder and harder in practice and supported Brumby, and then when got his chances, I mean, played really well. And when Bronson was playing all those years, why is Brumfield still here? Because he just worked hard, he cares about the team, and I mean, we want to talk about senior leadership. I mean, that's hard to do. That's really hard to do. You know, I mean, Rob Bolden, it's his last year, you know, and had a chance to start and whatnot, and I mean, he's been nothing but first class. You know, I mean, it's just Cam, you know, in his last game, has got a bad wheel and wanted so bad to play. But I mean, he'd tell you before the game, he's like, if Dwayne is going to be better, I just want our team to be successful today. And of course, I mean, he had his family, I think, drove 13 hours to be here. You know, in his last, you know, so you know, those seniors have been through it. You know, and you know, when you go through it, but you come out. You know, not a 10-2 record, but you come out with that kind of character. I'll tell you, our guys are more than football players. You know, and I'll make sure that they know that. I mean, they're great football players, but they're more than football players. You know, those guys are going to be impact men as husbands and fathers in the community, and I just saw that again during, and after this game as much as I've seen it. You know, in the entire time that I've been here, and they are going to feel a part of it. They're going to know that they've been a part of it when we get this thing going. And we are going to get it going. Here we are in the last game, and two seniors who thought they'd be playing for 4 quarters, you know, weren't able to. The game's mean. You know, we love it. And it has an incredible impact and influence on our life and whatnot, but the game is mean. I don't know what else to say.